Have you ever been in the middle of a conversation and talking about something really important only to be interrupted right in the middle of getting your thoughts out? Or one more question for you. Have you ever been in a conversation where somebody's giving you some good information and you interrupt them all of a sudden right in the middle of it to put your 2 cents in? And if I had to ask the question, I would beg to say we all probably have answered yes to both of those questions. The first question, yes, we've been interrupted. And secondly, I've interrupted someone as they were speaking. Hey, Dustin Boudreaux here. This is the channel of all things personal development and investing. So if you're into that, make sure to hit that subscribe button just below. Make sure to hit the bell. That way you're notified when a new video is published. And we publish a video every single Thursday. At this point, I'm pretty sure you can guess what the topic of this video is. It is one of the biggest communication mistakes you can make, interrupting someone while they speak. It breaks rapport. It's tough to build rapport and get on common ground with someone. And also it's very frustrating when you're trying to get thoughts out and portray what you're thinking and get a point across if you keep getting interrupted or you're interrupting someone and the conversation can't finish or can't move in a forward productive fashion. Although this may be a tough skill to master, it is not impossible. It just takes a few tips and some conscious awareness to understand where you may be making a mistake and how you can improve. So the first tip on becoming an effective communicator and breaking this bad habit of the number one mistake you can make is really becoming self-aware. You know, if you don't know or you're not self-aware of something, it's really tough to correct. So when you're communicating with people, be aware, hey, am I cutting them off in the middle of a speech? Or hey, am I not listening to what they're saying and want to interject my thoughts? And if you are, hey, that's okay. Now you're aware of it and now we can work on correcting that. The second step, when you're talking with someone, communicating with someone, when you think they're done talking, just count to 3, 2 or 3. You know, they think they're done, 1, 2, 3. This allows them to, 1, get all their thoughts out, and 2, allows you to know, hey, they're done, and I can start to say my piece and move this conversation forward. Pro tip, don't count to 3 out loud. So if somebody says, hey, that was awesome, don't say 1, 2, 3. I thought so too. Count in your head and be smart about that. The third and final step is to become an active listener or learn how to become an active listener. If you are listening what people are saying and not just hearing, many times what they're telling you and when they're done that piece of the conversation, they will direct you on what you need to say or maybe some things that you can pick up on. So become an active listener. Don't be so worried in your mind that when you're talking to someone, what are you going to say next? Just focus on listening, hearing, interpreting, and whenever they're done, you can direct the conversation based on what they just said. So to bring this video home and to wrap up what we talked about, tip number 1, become self-aware if you're interrupting people. If you're not, awesome. That is great. You're ahead of the game. But many people do it and don't even realize that they're doing it. Number 2, count to 2 or 3 after someone's done talking to make sure that they got all their thoughts out before you respond. So 1, 2, 3. Say your piece. And third, probably final step, become an active listener or learn to become an active listener. That way when they're done speaking, you're listening, hearing what they're saying, and you can direct the conversation where it needs to go based on what they're telling you and what you're talking about. So I hope you found these tips helpful. This is probably the biggest mistake in building rapport and building communication and trust with folks. So learn to be aware, learn to break it, and learn to get better at it, and you will become a master communicator. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out the last video I cut. It is on how to talk to anyone, anywhere. So if you're looking to sharpen up your communication skills, or if you're just looking to learn some better people skills, check it out. I'm sure you enjoyed. I look forward to hearing your thoughts.